بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome all of you back with your program Fatwa Live that comes to you Thursday, which is 26th of Rajab, the 15th of January. That comes to you from Houston, Texas. The first question: how can traditional inheritance laws be applied in this 2026 societies where women are often the equal or the primary earners? Like, how are you going to apply these inheritance laws of Islam? And we're talking about in the Western countries or in the most of the Arab countries or Muslim countries where the women are equal in her income with the man. Sometimes she will be the main supporters of the family. So how do we apply those rules during all these changes in the society? So I make the Sheikh is making dua for the person who make the question, but the rules of inheritance are managed by the ayat on the Quran in the prime of is one of the basics that cannot be changed because of the change of time or the economic situation. Allah made the Quran until the day of judgment, and after that he said these are the boundaries of Allah, and whomever obey Allah and his messenger, Allah will enter gardens underneath rivers overflows, and they are in it eternally, and that's the great win. And whomever disobey Allah and his messenger and he go beyond Allah's boundaries, he will enter him hellfire eternally, and he have a humiliating punishment. So no state, individual, or any legislation can change the percentage of the inheritance. And Sharia does not build the equation on who is rich or who is the supporter in the family, because the man is always required on the expenditure on his wife and his sons and his parents whenever they need, when there's to find a place for them to live, feed them, give them cloth, medicine, anything that's needed to have a dignified life. And whether the woman was rich or poor, that is has nothing to do with that. A woman, she has her own independent financial situations, and she is not forced to uh, pay for any of the expenditure. Her wealth is hers. No one has the right in it except her. She could do whatever she wants if she wants to. The inheritance is not a reward for your income. It is the distribution of responsibilities for the future. But when you're talking about 2026, without changing there is so many ways the giving the gifts that are given and received. The man can do whatever he wants in his money in his life, but he have to be fair with all his kids. He have to be just, without intentionally wanted to keep any of them out of the inheritance. And also the ownership of the wife with independent contracts, about like if they share a house or their or like she bought the house, this has to be registered in her name. So if there is inheritance, there will be her rights are not being taken out. So there's no burden in the husband and wife to agree to consult with each other about their a lot of choices that they have, a lot of options that will not allow the family or to have disputes after one of them dies. In the conference for the Amja, they show the right of the woman in her income. If the woman participated in the wealth of her husband, whether she worked and grew it or she did any effort in increasing it, so she earned a share. It depends on what is considered her share or participation in growing that wealth. So if she helped her husband in investment in any trade and that increase in his, then she earned part or percentage of that. Also, she can get paid for her effort during his life, during in as working in the company. And if the man is shortcoming and given, so it will be considered like a loan on him that he have to pay her back for the expenditure on the family. Allah grant that family and show them the light of guidance. The following question: my daughter, she died 6 years ago, and she left a husband and two sons, 25 years old, 30 years old, and a mother. That's her, the one who's asking a question. They distributed the inheritance, the cash, according to, uh, and I get the 1 6. The husband, uh, that he said there is a villa, land, and other buildings that he bought it from some kind of investment since 96, and he's saying that he bought it with the initial contract with his name and his wife who died, and he wants to distribute this. And I want to know, how do we distribute? I mean, when it comes to the villa, uh, I'm not talking about what is the share of each of the inheritance. So I will know what is my share that I did not know until lately. I don't know what is the price in 96. I need to know what is my share. The father of the deceased, he died before her, and she had a brother. So we start by giving you our condolences. The share in that villa, and only on the inheritance. And there's a very important issue we need to make you aware of. Inheritance, it does not accept on the ownership of the person who died. What she owned truly, that is going to be inherited. We don't look at when it was bought or the price. And the important thing here, what is proven that it was owned by her, not what was written as in flirting, but it is to be complete. And the husband, for example, he bought the whole villa and land, and he just put her name just so he could make her feel better. It's all his, and does not go with the inheritance. And this is known by the facts and what they say. The villa is under their name, but it is their name, all of them, because Allah said, advise them and tell them to their souls a great advice. So if the husband who paid the price completely, and he put the name as an official, it's all his. It's not enter the inheritance. We know that by the admitters or the person is responsible for his religion. If it is proven that it is between the fourth and it's not just a formality, it's not. So, who is the inheritance of your daughter? When your daughter died, the inheritance, the husband, the two uh, sons, and the mother. Your father, her father, is not there, and the brother don't inherit, and nothing is going to be distributed until she know how much does she owns, how much is she owned, the percentage of it, and that's what is divided. And you ask about two things. I will explain one after the other. The first one, if the contract in the name of the husband and the daughter and the two sons, there's no percentages that is known. Since there's full names, no percentage, then it's considered each one has 1/4 of the villa because it is a gift in the life, and you have to be just between the sons. The inheritance, the the inheritance for the women for the share of double the share of women, but uh, the husband gets the fourth because there's kids, and you get the six, 1/6. The the rest goes to the kids out of the 1/4 that she owns. So 1 out of 24 is yours. If it is just a formality and there's no percentages, and she owns it not formality, then it is half. She gets half of the villa, unless there is something known that is decided differently. It is divided for the husband get 1/4, the mother gets 1/6, and the two sons they share the rest. So you get 1 out of 12 of the villa. In summary, your share depends on the share of your daughter in the villa. So if it is under all of their names, then your share is 1 out of 24 of the villa. If it is only the husband and the wife only, then you get 1 out of 12. The villa is not inheritance except what is your daughter owns out of it. The husband cannot do anything with your share or the share of the kids without their satisfaction. My advice to go back to the Shari court or take a fatwa from Al Azhar that's going to do all the arrangements, because it's very hard to make the fatwa in a distance. But this is the general rules. The final question: what is the rule about laughing for someone who is cursed in a kufr way? And he's trying to hold the laugh, and we don't admit the disbelief or making fun or admitting the curse or accepting it. So I hope that laugh is within is forgiven, because Allah said in the end of Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah forgive us if we have made mistake or we forgot. And Allah obligate you on what you are capable of. not what you're incapable of. Is the laughing about the jokes and the dialogues that is cursing others and denied in a comedy? No, only if what it is accepted with the kufr and declaring it. But these foolish time of these are toxic. You need to hold yourself away from it. Your age, your life is more precious than to waste it in something that's going to benefit you at the day of judgment. You're going to be asked about four things: your age, what did you use it for? Your youth, how did you do it? So take advantage of your time. When Allah described the believers, He said they don't talk about the laghu, the false talk, and they don't witness falsehood. The fun question: can I give the zakah of my money to one person only? He had a financial problem. He lost and he sold his house to pay his debt and his work. He had two kids. They are under 20. They barely could do it. They are renting. He have a very hard situation. Everybody know him in the village. I could give him a loan as zakat, so he could add 150,000 and have a small house. Well, regardless, if you give that poor what is enough for him, and that is different from each situation is different. The residence, the food, the medicine, the clothes, anything that is needed in their life that is within that necessity. You don't have to sell. I mean, there's rent. You don't have to buy. Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen said, you don't buy a house for him, but you rent from him and you give other poor. So not the zakah will not be going to one avenue. If you give him 100,000 and there's others who are really need, if you took one, but anyway, these are something depends on the effort of the scholars. It's different from one situation to another, and from one person to another. So it could be a lot at certain times if the interest is very shown. And to buy a house for him, I don't see it. But if one of the scholars said that it is allowed, so it is a matter of the effort of the scholars. The last question: how the concept of human creations, Adam and Eve, reconcile with biological evolution? We, my son, before we go into the evolution theory, if you're talking about Quran, it's not a biology or physics book. It is a book of guidance. It takes you from darkness to light and to guide you to what helps you in your life and in the hereafter. But this matter We have certain things. Allah created Adam in a special way. Because Allah said the example of Jesus, just like Adam, Allah created from dust and He told him to be, and he was. We know He is the father of humanity. Allah said, fear your Lord who created from a single soul. Eve, she was created from Adam. In a matter, no one knows the details except Allah Azza wa Jal. The human is obligated and Allah made the human different from other creation because Allah said, if I made him and I blew his spirit, you need to come down, prostrate to him. Because in the hadith that you are gathered 40 days and then become a clot and then flesh, and then Allah will send an angel and he ordered with 4 things: write his sustenance, his work, whether he's happy or sad. All these meanings that will put the belief that you do not go beyond it. But the evolution that we know, all creations, it changes through time. It came with a mechanism and the inheritance. But that theory does not talk about the existence of Allah, nor the reason why humans are created, or the spirit, or the humans' values. Human being. They say that a human is just like any other animal. Because he looks like the ape, they are saying that maybe he was an ape and then he became evolutionary. And Darwin, he talked about the evolution. And there's a theory, I think for those who are stronger, who are more capable to adjust. And that character goes with time. So this is basically what the theory is. But to say that nature created randomly and human just, this is disbelief. Allah created everything and how their claim that how the life created is all fake. Allah replied, I did not make them witnesses of the creation of the heavens on earth, nor the creation of their souls, and I will not take those who are astray as allies. Allah created the human being independently, and He told His angels before He created it. He said, I'm going to put a representative in earth. Allah created them from water and sand. And all others with water, Allah created them with His own hands. When He talked to the devil, He told him, what stopped you from prostrating to what I created with my own hands? And then He told him about his arrogance. Adam was not short and then he was complete. No, he was complete and then it became little in the creations after him. Because in the hadith, Allah created Adam, peace be upon him, and he is 60 dhira, which is 60 meters almost, and the humans will be on the form of Adam when they enter Jannah. Then he said, alayhi salatu wasalam, he's still, the humans kept decreasing until now. Islam does not contradict the revolution, because that revolution is a sunnah for Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah said, why you're not respecting your Lord when He created you in different stages? And also Allah said, He created you in the wombs of your mothers, one creation after the other, in three different darknesses. That is the creation of your Lord. There is a very important point here. Al-Quran is not again a book of physics or biology. It is a guidance that will take people from darkness to light. Gives the human, the man, light to go with. I said, if are they equal? Those who are with the light and they could walk with the light that Allah gave them, and those Allah took the light and they're in darkness and they can't, they're hitting everything. The true medicine on how these things work. So there's no contradiction, but what you are asking is something where the contradiction is. And Allah knows the best. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.